The day I take the oath of office, the migrant invasion ends and the restoration of our country begins. In Ohio, a small town of 3,000 people has just been besieged. So you have 3,000 people, and it's just been besieged by an influx of 3,000 illegal aliens from a country 6,000 miles away that doesn't speak the language and that nobody ever heard of. And the town is like, what do we do? And you know, Springfield, also in Ohio, Springfield has 50,000 people, and they dropped 30,000 people into Springfield, Ohio. Now, the hospitals are a disaster, the schools are a disaster, and on top of everything else, it's a very troubled country that they come from. Tough country, tough. But on top of everything, they don't speak the language. And the mayor's a nice man, and he wants to go and help, and he doesn't know what to do. And all he's doing is looking for interpreters. Think of it. No, you have to move them out. You have to move them out. You can't do this to our country. And this is happening all over the country, all over our country. Actually, and to a certain extent, the world. But the world doesn't let people come in like we do. We let people just come in. We're run by very stupid people. They're low IQ people, very low IQ. She is. If Kamala is reelected, every town in America would be turned into a squalid, dangerous refugee camp. That's what's happening. The United States is now an occupied country, but it will soon be an occupied country no longer. On November 5th, 2024, this will be Liberation Day in America. It's going to be Liberation Day. On day one, I will launch the largest deportation program in American history. I will rescue every city and town that has been invaded and conquered. These towns have been invaded and conquered, no different than a military invasion, except they don't wear uniforms. That's probably the only difference. And I would say they're probably much more violent, much more vicious. And we will put these bloodthirsty criminals in jail or kick them the hell out of our country. We have to do that. And to expedite removals of Tren de Aragua and other savage gangs, I will invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 to target and dismantle every migrant criminal network that's operating on American soil. Think of how far back we have to go, 1798. Who would think that? Because they ran it tough then, but sometimes you have to run it tough. And if they come back into our country, which they want to try and do, and which they'll probably be successful in doing, it's an automatic 10 years in jail with no possibility of parole. And I am hereby calling for the death penalty for any